Well, let's get to work. So there, you can obviously hear it a little bit, and up in the front, it almost kind of sounds like a knocking noise. As you can tell in here on the tuner, diagnostics, go okay, read codes. You can find on there that it has the injector control module. Again, the exhaust pressure sensor came up again. So I don't know if I have another issue there, but I keep putting new sensors on. Everything works for about, I'd say a month or two, and then it ends up throwing an engine light again. So it's not really a big deal. I'm gonna actually just go ahead and pick up an exhaust sensor while I'm there. They're a couple bucks. They're not too crazy expensive, but as you can tell up top there, we definitely need to put a cylinder 3 injector in this bad girl. So let me order up the parts, or actually I might end up having one. I just have to check. But let me get the parts here, and we'll start tearing this thing apart. You know what? I'm not even mad about it. The truck's got 290,000 miles on it. So, I mean, it's been a good truck. I've never had any other issues with it. So, let's just get an injector tossed in here and get her back on the road. All right. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and disconnect the batteries. And I'm actually going to pull this one out because it's just going to make it a little bit easier for me to pull things out and move things to the side. So let me go ahead and get the battery out. Then we're going to go ahead and get the intake off, and we'll just kind of keep rolling from there. You can tell once you get the intake off there, you have a little bit more room there. So we'll just go ahead now and we'll go and start working to get the valve cover off. It's basically some 13 millimeters, so you might need a wrench for this, but she's got some buildup too, so we're gonna have to get all that cleaned off, and we're gonna just get this injector knocked out. Not a big deal. We'll get it all done, and she'll be up and running by the end of the day. As you guys can tell, there is like no play in that turbo, so we are good. Now there is another turbo in the back. If you don't know anything about these are sequential turbos, but I mean, I don't have any issues or anything with the turbos. So we do have a pretty nice turbo up here. Now I should have all the bolts out, and it should come out. I do still have the glow plug harness intact on the valve cover here. You can disconnect it if you want. Sometimes they break, so I just leave it on. But I'm gonna just go ahead and probably leave it on and just leave it connected to the valve cover itself. So let me go ahead here and get this thing pulled out. So I am gonna have to go ahead and disconnect and pull out the glow plug harness. It was a little tough. I didn't want to break them because they are delicate plastic as well. This one of them did end up pulling a little bit coming out, but I don't think I broke it. I'll show you guys in a minute here. Let me get the valve cover the rest of the way out here. Because now she'll come right out. Come on. There we go. Well, I see why we were having injector 3 issues, and I'm actually kind of glad we're here now, because injector 3 came fully unplugged. It also looks like it was broken during reinstall or uninstall, whichever one you want to call it. And yeah, actually I'll just show you now. All right, so if you can tell here, this was actually sitting like this when I pulled the valve cover off, and you can tell that around here it is completely broken. If you don't know what it looks like, right there's actually a good one, and then right there in the front is a good one. Probably not the best of angles. Can you see that one there, how it has like a clip, like right here it's actually a clip part, versus here everything is just busted off. So I'm going to assume that during the rebuild on this truck they did that, and then over time it just worked itself out, and that's why sometimes I would get that code and sometimes I would not. But it is what it is. We're here now. Let's just get a new injector tossed in here and move on. All right, now the rest of the way to get this injector out, there's going to be a fuel line here. Take this off here. You don't really have to take it off the bottom, but you can take it off the bottom. Not sure if you can see right here, but take it off here, and then there's actually a retaining bolt right here, and that takes the injector out. So don't be careful when you take all this off that you don't lose it. I don't know where you can even get them. I don't think you can buy them from the factory, but make sure when you take this clip off here you keep everything intact and don't lose anything. But let's go ahead and get the injector the rest of the way out. It is probably going to be under a little bit of pressure too, so just be mindful of that. Shouldn't be crazy pressure, but it is possible. All right, we're good. It's disconnected there. Go ahead and get the bottom one done and get that out of here. Alrighty. Now you'll see this one's unbolted here. Now you should be able to just pull the injector and everything up and out once it's loose here. I'm not even sure how well you guys can see there. I apologize if you can't really see too well, but with this out, do some wiggling here. Unplug that injector pressure sensor. Now you should be able to see. Now I'm going to keep my hand on there, like I said, because you don't want to lose that. That is actually your retaining bolt. I don't think the bolt actually will come out of that thing. Yeah, the bolt actually won't come out of there, so you don't have to worry about it. On 6.0s, that bolt does come out. These 6.4s, they do not. But there you go. There's your injector. So another thing you're going to want to do is try to keep everything clean and out of there. What I normally do, since I have the injector out now, is I'll take a rag and go ahead and just kind of wipe down in the cylinder hole, just so you don't have any kind of issues in there. You definitely don't want to have oil or fuel or anything go down in that injector bore, because then it'll hydrolock. So let me get the injector here from my buddy's place and we'll be right back to install it. we have arrived to get our injector. Now we know where we gotta go. That one's obviously wrecked, so he pulled an injector out of there for us. Let's go grab it. All right, now that we're here, you can actually see the difference in the injector there. So now you know why we had our issue. All right, let's get back and get her tossed on the truck. Got the new injector in line on here, and we're gonna go ahead and start reinstalling. Oh, I forgot to mention too, we put the new O-ring and the copper on the bottom down there. So we're good to go. That is a crush washer on the bottom, so you definitely have to replace it. The kits are actually only a few bucks, so you're good to go. Just replace it now so you don't have any issues later on down the road. All right, got her torqued and ready to start reinstalling the line here. All right, well, we've got the surface and everything cleaned off there, so there's no crazy oil laying around. The other thing I did is I went and got a new gasket for that. I guess oil feed or drain, whatever you want to call it, and then same thing for here. So we've got a new gasket and everything on here, got everything cleaned up, ready to start reinstalling this thing. Daylight, as you can tell by the time lapse there, but I'll be able to get this done long before the sun sets. So stand by, let me keep plugging and chugging. Alrighty, she is all buttoned up here, and boy, do I not miss working on diesels. They just get you dirty from head to toe, and it's dark soot. But moment of truth here. Let's see if we can't get this thing. Let's see if we can't get in here, clear the engine light here before we fire her up, and see if we can't get her to fire. Now, we do know it did run prior, so I don't think starting is going to be an issue. Usually if you do more than one injector, you get an issue, but I don't think we're going to have an issue. Go ahead and clear the light here first. We definitely picked the perfect day to do this too. It was 73 degrees all day today. Clear the engine light here. Clear. Read codes. No codes are showing up. Other than that's always going to throw a code on your tuners, just in case you guys didn't know. Let's see if we can't get a little fire in the hole. Oh yes, she is back up and running, boys. Oh yeah. We'll go in here and make sure we don't have another injector code, and I mean, you can tell it's running a heck of a lot smoother. I say we're good to go. So the exhaust pressure sensor low is still on. That is something we are going to take care of. And I actually have one in the center console here because I knew it was only a matter of time till I needed one. Of course, I got that from the dealership, And there's a couple other things that I need to get to for this thing from the dealer that I ordered, and we're gonna get them tossed in there. So tomorrow we're gonna end up doing everything. A couple things that we're gonna do differently under the hood here. I should record it. I don't know if I will, but we're gonna probably just go ahead and record it and get this thing done and show you guys we're back up and running 100%. So there you guys have it. If you guys like the content, again, there's how you do your 6.4 injectors. A heck of a lot easier to do than a 6.0 injector. If this would have been a 6.0 injector, probably would have taken me personally another 45 minutes extra, because you got to take the entire fuel rail out, versus these have individual fuel rails or fuel lines that you see on there. That's the big loop. So it's an easy job. Anybody can do it. Just get out there and do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So there you guys have it. Again, if you like the content, please smash that like button. Please subscribe. And I will see you guys in an upcoming video. Oh yes, the 6.4 is back. And ready to be sold, guys. We're still ready to sell her.